Well, things are slowly kicking off between France and the UK, between Dover and Calais, between Priti Patel and the mayor of Calais. The mayor of Calais has said that, she's warned Priti Patel not to send the Royal Navy towards France to deal with the illegal migrants. Otherwise, France will retaliate. And then you have Priti Patel telling Macron and the French government that we're not going to give you any more money as you've asked, because they've asked for £30 million extra on top of the current agreement. She said, we're not going to give that anything to you unless you want to take everyone back from the UK back to France. So in this video, we're going to talk about the details because the whole thing is becoming dramatic now. It's all this escalation is actually thanks to one man, Nigel Farage. Whether you like it or not, love him or hate him, he's the reason that everyone in the mainstream media are now talking about this, and politicians, and we have the Home Office and Priti Patel finally acting, no longer just using words because the law is now changing and the Royal Navy are acting. She's also appointed someone new. So hopefully we'll see some sort of development in the next few days and few weeks to see the numbers getting better. And she wants to send everybody back, well, the majority who've obviously been rejected, back to France. But first, let's start with the mayor of Calais. So she's criticizing Priti Patel's plan to tackle this issue with Royal Navy. She's warned her not to send the Navy towards Calais, otherwise she'll be very upset. This is again at a time when at least 19 of these migrants had their removal paused, thanks to the left-wing liberal courts in this country. Priti Patel was planning to send them back, and the courts stopped them. The Home Office stopped them as well. So it's a bit chaotic the way the whole thing is going. So as I said, the mayor of Calais is upset. She said that the British government must take responsibility and called on Priti Patel's French counterpart to push them on the issue. The British government must take responsibility. These are your people. You're sending them there. Your boats are actually, your authorities are escorting them towards Dover. What is it? Like, also, do we have an agreement in place? It seems like the French don't really care about agreements anymore, international agreements. We have the agreement. You're supposed to be helping us to stop them from Calais. So she's now obviously trying to be populist mayor in Calais because the locals in France are not happy about the situation. Well, it's not our fault. France have to, if they really care, if they're really worried about the situation in France, they should do something about their own borders. Maybe leave the European Union. That could be a good start. And you could have real borders, and you could actually stop people from coming from Greece or Italy or wherever they come from initially. So she's kicking off for no reason. And she was asked about the Home Office's formal request to send the Navy to help tackle the migrant crossings, and she's not happy. She's essentially warning that we will retaliate. She said that her city should not have to continue to suffer economically and in terms of image and humanitarian reception. Well, as I said, that's your country. You have to sort out your own country. Don't blame it on us. You let them in. Now you just want to push them towards a different country. And this is absolutely chaotic. She said that she's waiting for Gerald Darmanin, who's the interior minister, one of the government ministers in France, to make the British stop this vacuum and to push the British government to make decisions on its migration policy in its own territory. Well, if you really want that, then, that's a different thing. That's my issue. If they really want to get rid of this agreement, fine. Then that way, it'll be a lot easier for Priti Patel and the border force to just send the boats back. A lot easier than what you have now. But the way things are going, Priti Patel has received a lot of criticism. She's been very slow on this. The Home Office have been very slow on this. She's back. She's completely on top of this, apparently. I'm just reporting it. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But some of the things that we're hearing from Priti Patel sound pretty good. So let's start with this, because she wants to completely change the system. According to the Times, Priti Patel says that the plans to overhaul the asylum system will send the left into meltdown. And she's not just talking about the crossings in the English Channel, the boats. She's talking about the whole system, because that's one route. There's a lot of other ways that people get here, and obviously I'm not going to give them hints. But the Home Office want to completely change the system. Some people pretend to be refugees, but in reality they are economic migrants. And she's talking about how the system is completely broken. She told the Tory MPs that she's promised to introduce laws that would send the left into meltdown. The Home Secretary has said that the system was being exploited by lefty Labour supporting lawyers who were doing everything they could to stop the government removing people. The comments were on a part of a Zoom conference call to discuss different ways to overhaul the asylum system. And so that's good. At least they are publicly talking about this now. So she's working on a new bill. It's called Fair Borders Bill. To be fair, it does sound quite left-wing. But no, what it is actually supposed to be a right-wing bill, which will be introduced before Christmas. It's intended to stop people drawing out the asylum application process by making them declare all their grounds for refugee status when they apply, rather than being able to submit new reasons later. That's been the biggest loophole over the past few decades. Also, especially thanks to the new Labour government and their left-wing judges and courts. So she talked about how the asylum system is broken, is exploited by lefty Labour lawyers, and she said that she has legislation coming forward, and it's going to be difficult. The left are going to have a meltdown, and she said that the government's hands are tied because of legal constraints that date back to Tony Blair's time. That's a good point, and that's one issue that we've had with the judges, with judiciary. We also had issues with the bureaucrats in Home Office, and just not really a proper will from the government to actually do this, even though ordinary people have been saying this for decades now. Now, Priti Patel has also said that Britain would not give France any extra money to deal with the migrants. Again, it's illegal migrants times, write it better, until it agreed to take back more of those who have crossed the channel. Firstly, they have to take back everybody. They have to get into the queue, get into the actual process, take their application forms, and then apply. But that's a good start. At least, France needs to take more people back now. Now, because they've asked for that £30 million extra to patrol their beaches, it's their job. They should spend their own money. I don't know why they're getting our money. We already given them the £100 million because of the way we are dealing with the borders between France and the UK. Now, ministers are considering plans to use the Border Force and the Royal Navy vessels to block the small boats from entering British waters, and the French authorities will be contacted to intercept them. So this is a good start, and as I said earlier, none of this would have happened without this man. I mean, this is yesterday, by the way. He was in Dover, Nigel Farage, and I've been thinking about this photo. I mean, is that really necessary, that pose? So yeah, he seems to be loving it. He's sitting there around Dover, waiting for the boats to arrive. Old school English man. So yeah, obviously Nigel Farage has raised this issue. Absolutely right that he's done that, and Priti Patel for weeks and weeks just said the right words, saying that, oh, it's unacceptable, nothing really happened. We still have Serco giving these people free hotels. But now she wants to completely, not just change the international law with France, but she wants to completely change the asylum seeking system as a whole. So this is good. They said by the end of the year. I am hoping that they could do this by September. There's no need to wait that long. So I will keep you guys posted on this new Fair Borders bill that will go through Parliament, because I'm guessing the mainstream media won't really be talking about this until it gets to the point that it's passed, and they won't really give you the details. But on this channel, we will give you all the details and be objective as usual. We also have a couple of updates for you guys in the next few days. This channel is changing for the better, don't worry. For those of you who've been watching me and the videos that I've been making until now for the past year or so, couple of years, you know that the channel has always been evolving and improving. The studio's changed, the background, the type of videos, but thanks to the support that we received from you guys, I'm actually expanding this whole team. Just hired a new producer, and some of you who've been following this channel for a while would know who the person is, but you have to wait until next week to find out who it is, and also about the plans, because we are coming up with a full schedule and daily videos properly to give you guys all the content that you need when it comes to daily news, rather than watching the BBC or Sky News. You don't need to do that anymore. So we're going to be your go-to hub for everything news related and politics related. We're going to talk about obviously social issues and cultural issues as well. So if you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe, click on the bell next to it. And if you want to support the channel so we could continue our work, it's all because of you guys, become a member. Check out the link in the description, youtube.com/mytc/join. You just go on that browser, well, the link on the browser. And on mytc, I'll see you guys in the next video.